that NRM is always ready to cooperate with all the political parties in Africa and elsewhere in the world, because our president is the father of patriotism, not only in East Africa, but also in Africa. If you see the guiding principles of NRM party, you have patriotism and Pan-Africanism, which are really guiding values and principles of NRM. And we are happy to see the same principles embedded in the political engagements of SPLM, which is really a very good coincidence. That means we are going to sail a smooth boat in a smooth waters in terms of serving our people of South Sudan and the people of Uganda. So I am very happy on behalf of the party to be part of this occasion. And I believe whatever we have agreed here, we are going to make them work for the good of our parties and for the good of the people that we serve. Otherwise, I congratulate Right Honorable Paul Akol, engineer, on behalf of SPLM. I congratulate NRM on behalf of NRM, headed by Right Honorable Richard Todwong, upon completing this simple but very important occasion where we are signing the cooperation agreement. I wish SPLM and NRM a bright future. Thank you very much.
We are going for a session of brief interaction between the two parties, and we request that for a few minutes, 10 or so, the press, you take a break, leave your machines there, just step over there, we see if there's some in-house discussions that we want, then you will come back and ask a few questions. Press, can you take leave for a moment? You can leave your gadgets there. Oh. Huh? Come again. Any guidance? Oh, SG, I seek your guidance. The suggestion is that they ask questions and then they go. Okay, fine. You ask questions then. So, few questions.
We are just starting our bilateral engagement. Now you want to ask questions. Okay, you ask. You are free to ask. If there are no questions, we can move forward. Are there questions? There is none. Okay, we shall call you again when we are concluding. Please, you move to the other tent. You can leave your cameras there, switch it off. Make sure they are switched off. And you can move and wait in the other tent. And the media house you come from, and you ask a question.
Yeah. Sound check. Okay. So I'm just asking, South Sudan is preparing for elections in this year, 2026, December. Could you briefly talk to us about the situation in South Sudan as we build up to elections, and whether all the agreements that were set previously between SPLMIO and SPLM, including the unification of the army and all the details, how far has the government in power, which is SPLM, gone to ensure that South Sudan will have a peaceful election, especially that it has been a bit turbulent in the past, back and forth, elections being pushed ahead. Is South Sudan ready for the December 2026 election? That's my question.
Thank you, Solomon from NBS. This is a very good question. First of all, I think you must be aware that South Sudan has been undergoing process of state formation coupled with state building. As a country that was born out of an armed struggle, where indigenous people took up arms against the Sudanese state, because that state was formed actually at the exclusion of the rest of the people. And that was a process of the state formation. When 2005 came, the CPA you've heard about was a neoliberal peace building. So the country entered a phase of state building. And these are two conflicting theories. Having mentioned this, the war that erupted in 2013 actually has its genesis in the briefing that I've just given you, the conflict between two concepts, the state formation on one hand and the state building on the other hand. When the war broke out, our chairman, Comrade Salva Kiir Mayardit, is the president of the republic also, he's a man of peace. He committed himself to end that civil war, and we signed the peace agreement with the help of the region. Uganda involved, one of the guarantors. Sudan was one of the guarantors. And this agreement has been in the process of the implementation. Most of its provisions have been implemented, though it has been a very turbulent process also, knowing that fighting a war is easy, but building peace is always a difficult process to reconcile people, to rebuild state institutions, to bring trust and confidence among the conflicting parties is not an easy process. But His Excellency, Comrade Salva Kiir Mayardit, did his best, and I want to tell you, major progress has been made, and the country will be ready for election in December 2026. But we also need to underline that process of democratization is not a linear process. It's non-linear. Even the most liberal democrats up to now, we still have complaints in terms of elections and its transparency. Up to now, there's no country in the world that's 100% democratic. So there are always challenges. And if you have a country that has got a double legacy of civil wars, the first war of independence of 1983, 2005, and its own short war of 2-3 years from 2013, so you can understand the type of challenges that are facing the Republic of South Sudan. And I want to again reiterate and assure you that we're ready for election. SPLM as a party is prepared. We're working with other parties because also we believe democracy is not a one-person play field. So we fought for democracy as a movement and welcome other political parties in South Sudan. And that's why we have many parties in the country. They are free to participate, to campaign, to criticize the SPLM. So many FM radio stations where we are criticized as party leaders, and welcome this because it's healthy for our country. So the country is ready for election.
Some of the questions you'll ask later. This is not your conference. Yes? Baba TV. Yes.
I'm Samuel Messi, work with Baba TV. Now this goes to both parties. Today we see you saying this memorandum of understanding with the view that it seems to be in the political line, but of course it oscillates in development. Southern Sudan remains unstable for trade, especially for Ugandans who are crossing borders. Can we say this is also going to be a catalyst or a beginning of harmonization between the two states and bringing a peace of Ugandans who are crossing border to do business in Southern Sudan, or it will remain in the political space?
What I can say, maybe Comrade Secretary General will add on that, is that when you're operating in another country, you need to abide with the rules and regulations of that particular country. Even for the NRM members who have been calling me for meetings in South Sudan, I've always advised them to seek permission from the host country whether we can have another meeting of another political party in a jurisdiction which is not ours. So yes, some of the incidents that we have been registering and recording were out of indiscipline of individuals, and that cannot be put on a host state. When you go to a place, make sure you follow the rules and regulations that abide the trade you are conducting. And definitely, many who are following that are very happy and they are very peaceful, as I told you at the beginning of my remarks. So yes, part of this that we are signing is to harmonize our relationship and to make sure that we find amicable ways of resolving some of those contradictions that might come out of trade, out of social issues, out of cooperation, and out of illegal border crossings that exist at the moment. Thank you.
That mentioned by Comrade SG, I would want also to add and say that he's in full control of the country, and we want to assure our comrades and citizens in the East African community, any other person, a non-South Sudanese president, the country of security, peace, and stability. The country is open for businesses, and it's our responsibility as a country to provide the most important public goods, which is security of the people. If you go back to our previous history, South Sudan and Uganda, we've been facing challenges, but we've been working together also to aid each other and support each other. This MOU is actually meant to strengthen and enhance that. It leads to more stability, more peace in two countries, consolidation of peace, stability that is concluded with prosperity. And this has its own challenges. As MOU get effected and operationalized, interpreted into action by the two parties, there will be no room for criminals to cross from South Sudan to Uganda or from Uganda to South Sudan. This will not be possible because NRM, SPLM will be everywhere, and will make sure the state institutions are used to see to that everywhere in South Sudan and everywhere in the region is safe for the people. Thank you very much.
Okay, I think those questions are enough. Please take leave. We are still going for other discussions. We shall call you as we conclude. Switch off your cameras and you can move to the next tent and wait from there. Thank you. I'm saying you leave and you're not leaving. You always look at